Hey guys, this is Mike, the Detroit Borg, with a look at the second generation Apple AirPort Express base station. This is the first time this product has received an all-new upgrade since 2004 when it debuted, so it's been a long time. Now if you're familiar with the old model, it basically was this thing that looked like Apple's wall wart or power adapter for a MacBook Pro. So you had folding out power prong, so you can connect this directly to a wall adapter, or you can add an extension cable to it so you can extend the range. But basically this was a networking solution, basically a compact version of the AirPort Express. It was designed to be portable, so you could take this to a hotel room, for example, connect it to the wired internet and have a wireless access network for your laptop. We also have a USB connector here for connecting a printer and a audio output for connecting devices such as your AV receiver for broadcasting AirPlay audio from your iOS device or your Mac. Now the AirPort Express retains a lot of those features and adds a few more. So this now has dual band support, so it supports both 2.4 and 5 gigahertz networks. Of course, supports wireless and networking speeds. Now on the back, you can see we have a diagram of exactly what's on the back of the device. We'll take a look at that once we get it out of the box. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and crack open the plastic and take a look. Alright, so all we have to do is slide out the AirPort Express, and there it is. It basically looks like a white version of the Apple TV. We have a little tab here to lift it up. So you can see it's wrapped in plastic, and we're going to take a look at that in just a minute. Designed by Apple in California, with a nice little tab here to pull up this cardboard. And here is that very neatly wound up cable, again, just like the packaging of the Apple TV, white instead of black. And below that is the AirPort Express setup guide. So we have the AirPort Express setup guide with step-by-step instructions, although it's pretty easy to do so. So you can see what each port means, your accessories, that sort of thing. We have the AirPort Express regulatory certificate and limited warranty. No Apple stickers because this is an accessory, so generally they don't come with them. Now let's go ahead and peel off this plastic and slide it out. So we have another piece of plastic, again, just like the Apple TV, wrapping the edge of it. So we just need to peel this back. You can see it's very shiny white plastic, covering the back of the ports. And there we go. Now taking a look around, you can see we have our shiny Apple logo surrounded by this sort of matte etched finish. Along the side we have that glossy white finish. Now on the front we have an LED indicator which tells us our network status. Along the back we have our power connector, our WAN port for connecting our ISP. We have a LAN port for connecting other network devices, a USB port for connecting a printer for wireless printing. We also have our audio jack, which supports both TOS-Link optical or analog. We also have our little reset button here for resetting the device back to our factory defaults. On the bottom we have our pedestal, which again, just like the Apple TV, is sort of raised. It's circular, keeps it off the surface of the table with our Apple logo. And it kind of has a textured finish to it, so it helps to keep it secure on a desktop. Now just to compare the previous and current generation model, you can see the AirPort Express has changed substantially in its form factor. These used to be sort of a traveling wireless access point. So you can connect this to a wall adapter. You don't need any sort of wire or cable to carry with you. Now this, of course, needs a separate cable which you'll need to carry with you. So this is really, I don't think, designed to be portable. It's not as necessary as it used to be. But if you look at the ports, there are a few differences here as well. So we have only one LAN port here, but now we have a WAN and LAN port here, so you can either have both an ISP and a separate device connected to it. This used to be one or the other. Now we have we still have one USB port, both for wireless printing, so you can connect a USB printer, so every device in your house can have access to it, Windows, PC, iOS device. We also have our analog/optical audio output. So again, these are combination ports. You have to buy a separate adapter if you want to use the optical function. But again, these are for AirPlay. So you can connect your AV receiver and have full digital audio from your iTunes account on your Mac or PC, or from your iOS device for AirPlay audio. So it works quite well. And then we still have our reset button to reset everything back to factory defaults. Now, as I said, this basically looks like a white version of the Apple TV, so the design and construction are almost identical. So again, we have the shiny logos on top with that matte finish around it. On the side, we have that glossy finish, so black and white. Same thickness. On the bottom, we have that pedestal design, so that circular pedestal design with the Apple logo. And we even have an LED indicator which is sort of hidden on the Apple TV, and on the white one you'll see it. Of course, they're very different devices, so they have very different ports, but otherwise very similar in design. Our next step here is to connect it and set it up. Now with the AirPort Express connected, we can see our LED indicator. So when it's a solid amber, it's telling us that it's booting up. When it's blinking amber, it's telling us it needs to be set up or it's not working properly. Solid green means we're all good to go. And if it's blinking amber and green, something is really wrong. It needs to be reset up. So let's go ahead and try setting this device up for the first time. Now there are a number of ways you can set up the AirPort Express. You can do so using the AirPort utility either on your Mac or PC, or you can use an iOS device like I have here. So we're going to use our iPad. You can also use your iPhone or iPod Touch. Now the AirPort Express can be used either in the traditional sense, which is to set up a wireless access point, so connect your ISP directly to it, and you have a wireless access point like any other router. You can also use this in bridge mode, which basically takes your existing network so it can connect to your existing wireless network and bridge them. So basically you turn your wireless network into a wired network. So that's great for things that don't have wireless capabilities but have an Ethernet port, like a printer or an AV receiver or maybe the old Xbox. So you get the idea. The other option here is to use range extender. Range extender basically allows you to take your existing wireless network and extend the range of it. So it's able to connect to your existing network and broadcast a stronger signal in a weaker area. So that's great. For example, you have a large house and want to extend the range in a weaker area. So in order to set up the AirPort Express on an iOS device, just tap Settings. Go to your Wi-Fi settings and make sure Wi-Fi is turned on. Now what you should see here is the AirPort base station, and that will automatically show up as soon as you plug it in because it's broadcasting a Wi-Fi network. You do not need to be connected to an existing Wi-Fi network in order for this to work. That's just incidental. So let's go ahead and tap on our wireless base station here, and it's going to go ahead and connect to it. Now it automatically connects to the AirPort Express and it sees the time capsule on my network. So it sees my existing access point. Now I have an option here. I can extend this network, which is recommended because really that's the only thing it can do here. It's not connected to an ISP. It's not connected to any other devices. So it's just a wireless standalone device right now. So this is the best option. You can also go to other options here. Go to Next. And here you can create a new network, which again, if you just connect an ISP cable to it, you can create a new network. You can add to an existing network, which is what I want to do, or you can replace an existing device. So if you have another AirPort Express, it will transfer those settings right to your AirPort Express. So for example, my old AirPort Express, all I have to do is transfer that. But I'm going to leave that disconnected and do it the old-fashioned way. And we're going to extend the range of the network, go to Next, type in my password. Alright, so it's joining the time capsule, waiting for the AirPort base station. Alright, so that's all there is to it. AirPort Express is now wirelessly extending the time capsule. And if you go to the device now, you see the light is green. So we're all set to go. Now we can also manage this using the AirPort utility, although you can't use it to set up a new device. You can basically take a look at the existing devices. So you see a grid here. We have the internet connection, which indicates it's strong. We have our time capsule, which is our access point. And then we have the AirPort base station, which is in bridge mode, indicated by this dotted line. So we can tap on that, see our IP address, see our connection speed or connection strength. We can see the wireless clients connected to it, so we can see a lot of information here. So again, the AirPort utility is a free app, so that works pretty good. Again, that also works on all iOS devices. So let's go ahead and test one of the features out, AirPlay. Now with the AirPort Express on my home network, I can now access it as an AirPlay device. So for example, if I go to my iPhone here, which is connected to that same network, this also works with iPad or with iTunes on a Mac or PC. So all you have to do is tap this AirPlay icon, and you can now see Michael's AirPort base station. So if we tap phone, click play, you can hear it's playing through the phone. If I tap AirPlay, send it to the AirPort base station, it's now playing on my speakers. And now basically my iOS device becomes the remote control. Alright guys, so that is the new AirPort Express from Apple. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.